is there anything for you, like specifically, that you've felt has allowed you to continue to make progress with your training while avoiding this feeling of like, shit, I don't want to do this anymore, or getting too exhausted to continue with it?
Yeah. I mean, this is certainly this has been a big learning curve just in general in my own training experience. Like, I think I have, and maybe it's related to just my history of dealing with like injuries and trying to recover and get back to the strength that I once was. And in that, like pushing the envelope too much. Like, I think I lived in this camp of sending it for sending its sake, if that makes sense. Like just doing hard shit because I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten myself into trouble a lot with that, where it's like, you know, you'd mentioned like you'll get in that spot where it's like, okay, you can push hard because you can, cool. And then you get hurt. And then what? And then you have to sit out for the next 3 weeks while you take a bunch of steps back and recover. And that's just been my story. I've just constantly been in that cycle. And so something I've really in the last 4 or 5 months been adjusting in my training is like doing things that feel good. Like, I don't know how to perfectly define like what feels good, but it's like my form is dialed in. I feel a good like stimulus as I'm working. I know in the back of my brain, like if I wanted to, I could push like a handful more pounds and really push the envelope, but it's like, why? Like, I have to like take that moment to ask myself, like, why would I want to push on this? Like, this is good. This is good for right now. And next week we can add 5 more pounds and see where it's like, I just really had to like challenge myself with that.
The weight and the movement is still like challenging you and uncomfortable, but
yeah,
it's
like
not
I was
outside
doing like
of your
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like for me, and those who don't know my history, like, and this is like a year and a half ago, but I had a hip scope procedure, which they say it's like a 6 to 9 month recovery process. In reality, it's like, unless you're like an NHL professional player, like that's like a 2-year recovery.
Damn.
And like the longer I get into the process of recovery, I'm recognizing that, where you have like these little setbacks. And I was like doing dumb shit. Like I was like literally just 6 months ago, like hitting my max ever squat. It's like, why? Why am I doing that?
Yeah.
And so I just had to like, and it took a lot of actually even working with outside individuals who can look into my situation to say like, hey, you should change this. So
hey,
I'm like,
dummy.
The light bulb clicks, but I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like I'm noticing I'm resting better. I feel like my hormones are like a little bit more optimized. I feel like I'm able to like jump into the next session and not feel like I really have to like work myself up and be ready to go and stretch for forever. Like it just feels so much better. And that's just been a new insight that I've had. Yeah.
And like we get in our heads, but you know, like, so what if it takes an extra 6 months to get back to your all-time squat PR? Like
totally.
What does that really matter?
Yeah. And it's like I could do it if I needed to, but it's like going back to that, like the why. Yeah. Why do I need to do that? Like,
one of my coaches here, she has a really good frame on this, and she reminds me sometimes, because sometimes I'll step outside of myself a little bit and push a little, you know, beyond maybe what I should. But she says you want to own everything that you do in the gym. So it can be uncomfortable, it can be challenging, but you should be able to own that rep.
Yep. I like that.
And then another thing she says is like staying within yourself. Like you want to get uncomfortable and find the edges, right? And push your comfort zone, but stay within yourself, especially in the gym when you're doing, you know, heavy compound movements like squats or deadlifts or overhead presses, like these movements that are harder on the nervous system or a little bit more taxing on the body, you know? So that's like
that's a good reminder.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, that's something that you would hop under that squat bar and that would like pop in your head. And you're like, no, I need to be in control of what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean like, I keep going back to it, because it doesn't mean you shouldn't push the envelope a little bit. Like, because that's how we adapt. That's how we grow. Like if the goal is, I want to get stronger, I want to move better, I want to build muscle, I want to like, you have to do enough to create adaptation, but it's like learning to stop just shy of, okay, here's the line of adaptation. I'm going to pass that just a little bit. Here's the line of, oh shit button. You know what I mean? Like
red alert.
Don't get so close to that every single time you train. Like, Because if you train more at like a 7 out of 10 intensity all the time, that's like a way safer spot to continue making gains, because it's way more beneficial to be able to be in the gym than not.
Exactly.
Like, so
yeah, and occasionally pushing beyond that, but
like push when it feels good, but
when the days that you feel really good, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, like you said, we have to. The goal really is that adaptation. So our bodies respond. Adaptation and recovery are two different things, right? So we have to recover from a workout. Then our body also wants to adapt to what we did. So if I do a squat workout and I stimulate effectively, my body needs less energy to recover because I didn't destroy myself.
Yep.
And there's energy for me to adapt.
Yeah.
Because then my body actually has to like build new muscle. Like has to literally create this new muscle out of the food that I'm eating. Like take whatever like raw materials I'm giving my body and has to take those things and physically like put the cells together and they replicate and build muscle.
Yeah.
That takes energy.
Yeah.
If you destroy yourself in a squat workout, then a lot more energy and resources have to be sent to recovery, have to be allocated to the process of actually just getting back to baseline.
Yeah, you're like stealing from that bank.
Exactly.
You're
You're
stealing
like,
from the stores of the recovery stores.
Exactly. Like if it takes so much energy for my body to just even get back to baseline, then there's not gonna be as much energy to adapt to what I was doing. And then again, you're hitting legs again 3 days later. Your body's like barely even gotten back to baseline, So being mindful of that, like we want to stimulate, we don't want to destroy ourselves. So this comes back to the idea of like stimulus versus fatigue. Like certain movements are more fatiguing than they are stimulating. Some movements are more stimulating than they are fatiguing. How you perform the movement, the level of intensity at which you're training also determines how much stimulus you're actually receiving and how much fatigue you're receiving. The goal really should be like, okay, how do we stimulate the adaptation while taking on as little fatigue for the system that we can?
Yeah. I had posted a workout the other day, and something I've been doing is like screenshotting I'll post like a story of me like doing the movement, and then I'll screenshot a thing from my app that shows like the pre-programmed thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
And someone had commented on it because I was doing split squats, and someone commented on it because I was doing like 3 sets of 8 reps per leg, and they like it was like 3 sets ? And I was like, oh yeah, like I thought that at first they were saying like, oh, that's a lot, like that sucks. And I was like, oh, that's why I just like prescribe the workout. That way I just go and do it and don't have to think about it, because we all know split squats suck. And then they responded back like, oh no, like I would have said like do more sets. And I was like, well, like looking at the program, in terms of that movement pattern, like I'm doing like 16 sets throughout the week, like across
of that pattern,
of that movement pattern. Like it's a squat pattern. Yeah. And I was like, I just don't want to get in the camp of like doing too much volume. I want to be able to like get the stimulus. It's like get in, get out, right? Yes. This is kind of the mentality. And then they were like starting to think about that. Oh, like questioning their own training of being like, oh, like maybe I'm doing too much. I was like, well, it's, if you've been doing that, if you've been training more in the 18 to 20 sets per muscle group range, and you've been doing that for some time, like you're probably okay. Like your body probably is used to that. I mean, this is someone who's like young, doesn't have kids yet, like there's not as many stressors there. It's like for me, I know my body, like it doesn't repair as well. So I have to live more in the camp of 12 to 18 sets per muscle group. And I know if I do that, then I'm not going to, like we were talking about, I'm not going to steal from that bank of recovery.